Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome to another episode of Your Hands on Java. In this episode, we're going to be working with some object-oriented programming. So if you're new to object-oriented programming, it can be a little bit confusing, but if you have like a little bit of experience, this will be a great video to help you take those theories and concepts and make them concrete with an example. So if you've been following along, we have been building a maze, and everything currently right now, except one exception I'll get to in a second, is inside of this one file. And it's just a really long thing, and it's just, we're not taking advantage of object-oriented concepts, so we could break things out into our own class and have objects and make our code a lot easier to read, write, and consume, and everything like that. Now we do have one custom class, so if you look at our project, we have this position, and this was the exception I was talking about. So this is the only real custom object-oriented programming we're doing. We have this position class, and the only purpose for it is to store an X and a Y, which is nice and simple for us and has made our lives a lot easier because inside of the maze solver, we work with these positions to keep track of where we are. So if you've been following along, you've gotten a taste of object-oriented programming, but now I want to expand on it more by basically creating a custom class to represent a maze. So that's going to be the blueprint, and it will allow us to create multiple mazes. So if we wanted to create an application to solve a list of 100 mazes, we could easily do that with object-oriented programming. And that's the benefit. You can expand, you can scale your code. It's not just suitable for one maze, but multiple mazes. So what we're going to do is we're going to right-click somewhere in our package explorer and new class. And we're going to call this maze. Finish. Now, anything that represents a maze is going to go in here. So what are some of the things associated with a maze? Well, you could have the actual maze itself. So similar to how we have this in our maze solver program, we could just take that data type and later on we can assign a maze to it. So we're going to have an integer 2D array and we will call it maze. And then we can also have the path. So the path that we took to solve the maze, and we'll just copy this here. So this is going to be a linked list of position. Paste that there. And we could even store the starting position. So that would just be of type position. So we can call it start. Now, if you have experience with object-oriented programming, you may have heard of getters and setters. And these allow us to get values from these variables as well as set values to these variables. And some people like to do that because it allows you to control access to these variables. It's basically enabling what's known as encapsulation. And I am an advocate for using getters and setters when necessary. But if they're not doing anything, I don't believe they're adding any value to your code. So I'm not going to use them for right now because I don't need them. I don't need to restrict access to this maze. I think it's fine as is. And I'm also going to label these as public. This is the most open access modifier. So now what I want to do is I want to try to recreate our program to use a maze object. So right now we have things in their own variables here inside of the mazesolver.java. I think this could be better if we put this information with a maze object. So there's lots of different ways you could do this. You could still use a static class level variable and just make it of type maze and just say new maze. And then what we can do is we can just take this maze that we created, cut that, and paste that inside of main, and we can just assign that to maze m.maze. So m.maze is equal to maze. And we don't need that static anymore since this is now a local variable. And we can unindent these. Beautiful. This is exactly what I want. Now what else can we do? We can store that new position here attached to that maze. So we can say m.start and assign that new position for 8. And then instead of using that here, all we would have to do is say m.start. Now the only other thing is the path. So What we're going to do for this one is we're going to say m.path. Oof, maybe. All right. m.path and say new linked list of type position. Now we're going to need to go through and update references to path to m.path and maze to m.maze, because you're going to go through here and you're going to see a lot of errors throughout this. So you can probably find a way to refactor and do that, or maybe find and replace, but I'm just going to go through here. Oh, wow. Did you see that? Look at that. Holy crap. It updated all of them automatically for me. I didn't even know it was going to do that. Yeah, we need to get rid of the old path. So when we get rid of this, we should get another set of errors that we can automatically fix. Hover over path. We'll just update that to m.path. Did that change them? No, it didn't update for path. Why? All right, let's try this again. Maybe you gotta like... Worked the first time. Shoot, I don't know what the secret behind that sorcery is. Maybe I gotta click this error and let's try here. No, nothing. I don't know. Maybe you guys can leave me a comment in the comment section teaching me the secrets behind this updating sorcery that's going on here. And we're still getting an error. We're getting maze cannot be resolved to. Let me save, see if that... Okay, I just saved and that error went away. So there we go. Now let's look at whatever errors we got still. It's probably for path. m.path. 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 Yeah, I definitely need to figure out the shortcut for that, because, I mean, this is just 100 lines of code and I about died doing it. Imagine if we had 1,000,000 lines of code. There's no way we could do a change like that manually without wanting to cry. So, or dying, one of the two. Okay, let's run it and see if it works. And there we go. It works exactly the same. So we just refactored to a whole new level because we introduced a maze object. Oh yeah. Now what is the value of this? Well, we can create multiple maze objects and we can basically make a list of mazes and solve multiple mazes in a nice organized fashion. And maybe, if you guys are good, that's what I'll talk about in the next episode. So be sure to subscribe and stay tuned. Peace out. All this reading is making me sick. Are you tired of reading textbooks? Maybe you should try Pluralsight. But I'm already seeing double. No, not that kind of Pluralsight. I'm talking about this kind of Pluralsight, where you can watch courses of all different types. Try courses in Python, JavaScript, Java, C#, web development, and mobile development. Best of all, you can get started completely for free. I feel so much better now. There's no known correlation between eyesight and the use of Pluralsight. Side effects may include learning to code, having a better life, and getting a job as a software engineer. Link in the description. Peace out, guys. Thank you for watching, and please be sure to subscribe if you've enjoyed this content and want to see more from my channel. Bye. Right here. Say hi to the camera. Oh, no, right here. Cubby. Say hi. No? Okay. And I know what you guys are thinking. In the background there, what is that awesome light source you got there? Wow. This is a beautiful lamp thing that goes on top of your computer, and BenQ sent me this to give it a try and share with you guys what I thought. So this is actually really cool because it kind of shoots the light like straight down in a line, so you don't get a whole lot of glare on the screen, but your entire workspace is nice and bright. But the real cool part is that you get some customization settings, so you can up the brightness to get it really bright, or you can decrease the brightness, or you can actually press this to turn it on, turn it back off. Wait, no, the other way around. Turn it off, turn it back on. You got a button here which will go into the optimized reading mode, And man, my desk is all dusty. Sorry about that, guys. Yuck. I need to clean that off. And then lastly, you can change the color. So now it's going to go really white to really yellow. So whatever color you guys like, whatever color temperature, you can get exactly what you need. I have another very similar light that works in a similar fashion, but it's of a different design, but you get some similar configuration settings. And I will leave a link to this bad boy in the description, which will be my Amazon affiliate link. If you go and purchase, then I'll get a couple pennies or something like that, so that would really help me out. So this is my cat.